So one of the reasons I do what I do is because I want to help your athletes get recruited. I want your athletes to find places where they can live and thrive. And more importantly, I want to help parents be able to emotionally regulate when they are seeing their kids go through hard moments, and to acknowledge it's a hard moment and to let them go through it. So many parents complain about the transfer portal, and they're saying, the transfer portal is what's stopping our athletes from being recruited. And to a point, yes, the athletes before who needed development, who would be able to be recruited and get a year or two, that's a little harder, especially if you're not 6'3". Like, that's just the way it is. And there's less room for you to have your athletes develop. I get that. And at the same token, these younger athletes coming out of high school are going to have a different level of mental toughness, emotional regulation, and skill development. And the reason why I do what I do is because I want to help your athlete at this age, when they can still change it, make those changes. And that means that as parents, you have to be able to deal with the uncomfortableness of watching your kid fail and fail. Watching the figure skater, I think Alyssa, when she was like, I like the hard part about it, and she's falling and falling and falling to what ended up making her get the gold medal. Some of you all would stop your athlete from the first fall. Some of you all would blame the coach. Some of y'all would say that they're not doing it right. She's fallen too many times because it's uncomfortable for you. And I will tell you that all that's doing is stagnating her growth and development. That's all it is. When you want to go and talk to the coach about something, that's stagnating. When you're saying, well, my athlete's introvert or timid or shy, and you're trying to ask her to change her whole personality. No, we're not. But we're asking her to have a higher level personality when she's on the court. You can't be shy and timid on the court and expect to be successful. You just can't. There's too much expected communication for you to be shy and timid on the court. I can't have a setter who's shy and timid. Oh, no. You get the ball taken from you every time. You're not going to be able to run an offense. You're not going to demand stuff. And so the reason why I push on the gas pedal so much is because I understand what needs to occur to help your athlete get to that next level. And there has to be an acknowledgement that obstacles and learnings are a part of growth. And in order for my kid to get to her goals that she says she wants, I'm going to have to take a step back and watch the hard, painful moments and be there to support her, not always jump in front with a cape. And then you also have to be able to figure out what is the spectrum of coaching. Because if you want high-level coaches and high-level teams, high-level coaching is very passionate. High-level coaching is getting in your butt. High-level coaching is high expectations. High-level coaching is demanding a high level. And some of you all don't want that from your kid. You want them on those teams, but you don't want what comes with it. But then, babes, the transfer portal isn't what you're going to worry about because your kids aren't going to go to those high-level teams. And it's the saddest thing to see kids that have such skills but are so mentally broken because they weren't able to be taught how to withstand obstacles. They weren't taught how to push through. Whenever hard things came, their parents immediately came to stop it from happening. And I've seen numerous athletes that you look at them and you're like, that kid could be an All-American, All-Conference Player of the Year. But they are so mentally weak because they weren't able to learn how to withstand the hard stuff in high school, in club. Because I'm telling you, the transfer portal and coaches' contracts are right there. Meaning, when your kid is showing that they can't grow and develop from being mentally weak, then they're going to be looking for the next kid. Because you have club and high school to prepare yourself for that. You can't expect a kid to come in, get a $300,000 total scholarship, NIL money, house money, and you're mentally weak. It just won't. And then you want me to work with you for 2 years to develop it? Coaches don't have that time anymore. So when you are sitting here typing ferociously about protecting your kid, I really want you to ask yourself, what am I protecting them from? And is that protection actually going to stagnate their growth? in a way that harms their recruiting. Because I talk to college coaches. They're my friends. They're my buddies. We talk about these type of things. So I'm not talking about this out of thin air from theoretical perspectives of unicorns. I'm going to the mouth of the lions. I know what's going on. And so when some of you are all like, this is just your opinion, babes, it's experience. It's knowledge. It's talking to people. I'm trying to let y'all have the game so that when you're at the moment when you want to go cuss that coach out because your kid isn't playing or whatever it is, you stop because you realize the ramifications. I'm just trying to help you. But the thing about it is that we got to get these kids tougher mentally so that the transfer portal isn't the thing that they have to worry about contending with, because you're building such strong athletes.